One thing I've realized as being a South African is that we're so quick to generalize, we're so quick to normalize, we're so quick to come to conclusions. We never give people the chance to tell their story, and we never give people the chance to show their passions, their dreams, and reasons as to why they do what they do. We're quick to go straight into conclusions, into assumptions, which is why we've decided to create a new segment where we tell people stories, where we give people the platform to express themselves, tell you their passions, tell you their dreams, tell you their struggles, and tell you how life has changed them and what they've learned. So please sit back, relax, and just listen to Mamush's story. Mamush owns a convenience store very close to where I stay, and we interact on the daily. I've known him for about 4 years now, just through interactions and from staying in Hatfield. And I asked him to pull through today to tell his story, so please do enjoy, guys. And like and subscribe!
ስሜ ማሙሽ እባላለሁ። የምኖረው ደቡብ አፍሪካ በፕሪቶሪያ ከተማ ነው። አመሰግናለሁ።
Feel free to just introduce yourself in any way.
Yeah, my name is Mamush. I'm from Ethiopia. Yeah. I came to South Africa about 10 years ago. Yeah, I'm just living in Pretoria. I run a shop. Yeah, that's what I'm doing for now.
So, what did you do before you moved?
I used to be a student. So I started thinking about I wanted to be different. I want to do what I feel like. Then I decided to start a business and then stuff. That's how it was.
Earlier, before we started this interview, you were telling me that life is about money.
Yeah, actually, to be honest with you guys, everyone I know, people do what makes them happy. If you see a rapper who's rapping, it's rapping for money. If you see a farmer who's farming, it's doing for money. Businessman is doing for money. So everyone is doing what he likes for money. So my family, they want me to study and complete the school and get government job and stuff. So I say no, I don't enjoy doing that. Then I started doing myself.
So you said you moved 10 years ago.
Yeah.
How was the move and how did that all go?
Yeah, it was a little bit tough. Yeah, it was tough. It was up and downs and stuff. I managed to come. When I come, I just learn how to speak English and stuff. From there, I start working in the shop. Then it was not too bad. It was not complicated.
Also, when you moved, did you start off working in the shop that you're running now?
No, I when I moved from home, I came straight to Limpopo, the place called Mokopane. Yeah, I stayed there about 1.5 years. Then I moved this side. Now I've got about 8 years and something here in this shop. Yeah.
So how old were you when you moved to South Africa?
You can check from I'm now 26 years old. Yeah, about 16, somewhere there. Yeah.
So how did your parents take it when you said you wanted to move to South Africa?
You see, you need to explain them, as a parents, they want you to do what they believe. So you need to explain them very well that you are comfortable to do what you want. Yeah, that's how it went.
Are you still in contact with your parents and your family from that side?
Yes, I do call them. Yeah, I do call them all the time, and they call me too. Yeah, I do talk to them all the time.
And when last did you visit?
I last visit. It was last year December.
Okay.
Yeah, it was last year December.
So, what would you say the top 2 biggest struggles are being a foreigner in South Africa?
Being a foreigner in South Africa is a good country. And South African people are also good, but I can't say all, because some people, they will just, the xenophobia thing. That thing, even if they have a problem with their own problem, for their own problems, they come and attack the shops. We don't like that. I know it's not everybody, but just few people, they do that, and I can't say all South Africans are doing that and stuff. No. What was the big struggle? If there's a problem, the police come and tell us to close. We have to close the store, but we still pay the rent. So that was the big struggle, but yeah, thank God these days it's not that bad. Yeah.
How did you deal with the transition from home to your new home?
You know, actually, when I was back home, I was not responsible for anything. Like my families, my parents, they used to take care of me. They used to like, you know, they used to do like things for me. So I don't used to be that careful of what I'm doing and stuff because I was just a student. Well, all I do is going to school and come home, help them with some things. But when I get here, I'm not more studying. So they know that I decide to work and make my own money too. Then from there, you like, you know, if you don't work, you don't eat. So you have to work hard and stuff.
How did the move affect your relationship with your siblings? Do you feel like you inspired them, or do you feel like you caused conflict?
Actually, you know, like everybody loves living together, but for some certain things that like you can't. Sometimes if you just live, the first 1 year it's gonna be tough. You have to call them all the time and video call them and stuff. But if you stay like 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, you start like getting used to the like how to deal with the problems. That's how it is.
So growing up, before you moved, how did you decide that you want to move to South Africa?
I heard that like I had friends in South Africa who are living. They used to tell me about the people. They say it was good because it was not that bad like 10 years ago. There was not a lot of robberies and there was not a lot of problems. So they say South Africa is good and peaceful country. That's why I had to come here.
How were the locals when you moved this side?
You see, like actually when I moved here, I don't know the language, local language. Now I know about 3-4 languages. As you know, I do speak to you the language from here. Yeah, even my English was not that perfect because my English was from dictionary. It was not that easy to communicate with people. There was a guy who came to buy a cigarette. He came with like 50 cents less. Then he just asked me to give him the cigarette. I was very young that time. He was just undermining me. He said, "Hey, give me the cigarette, I'll bring you the remaining." I said no. Then he just insulted me. I wrote down what he said, and I asked a woman who was working with us, and then from there, she just laughed because he insulted me. Then I started writing down what she teach me. Like at first I learned how to greet, how to welcome people. From there, I start communicating with local language, and then from there, I don't even feel like I'm not from here anymore because I talk to all people with the language, to anyone with the language. It's only my hair that confuses people because I actually used to cut cheese cup just to confuse people. So when I cut cheese cup, they don't know that I'm from outside of the country. The locals are actually very good. They're good people. Yeah.
And then obviously, Mamush, we're here because you have a YouTube channel.
Yes, I do have a YouTube channel.
So I created. Know what inspired you to start your channel? Who were you watching before? What were you doing? What just sparked the sudden interest in YouTube?
Actually, yeah. In my like free time, what I do is I go on YouTube. I watch all the YouTubers. So when I look, like they just keep us happy. They keep us entertained and stuff. So I recently also start gymming. So I just decide to make some few videos and post on YouTube and just entertain people. That's what inspired me to do that. Yeah.
So who would you say your favorite South African YouTubers are?
You see, if I say on this channel, they'll think I'm just being let me just say Thato Rampedi is my favorite South African YouTuber.
What are some things you wish you knew before moving to South Africa?
You see, when I'm back home, things are not that expensive because we got like everything we need is in our yard. The only thing that we buy is just few like spices and like salt and sugar and stuff. If you want spinach, cabbage, everything is in our yard. So life was very easy there. It was cheap to live there. So they didn't tell me about how tough it is to live in South Africa. If you don't work hard, you can't live in South Africa. Life is very expensive. The rental is expensive. The food that you're eating is expensive. So that part they didn't tell me. When I asked them, how do you think about South Africa? They just say, yeah, South Africa is chill country, it's relaxed, nice country. That's what they told me.
So what advice would you give someone who wants to do the big move to South Africa?
Yeah, the person who wants to come to South Africa, he must be very humble, he must know the language, and he must be very friendly. Yeah, you know, friendly people, they can live with anyone. People even live with lions, like if they treat them nicely and stuff. You saw on YouTube, right? Yeah.
Do you think you want to become a permanent resident in South Africa, or do you think this was just a temporary transition to?
Yeah, as I told you, I lived in South Africa for 10 years. So you see, even if you compare, I lived 16 years in my home country, and I don't even have any experience in that 16 years. So in South Africa, I lived for 10 years. So the more experience and the more life and everything that I've done is here. So this could be my home. This could be my home. Yeah. Yeah.
Could you say to South Africans to improve the way they treat African foreigners?
You know, like, as you know, most South Africans they don't travel, and they don't even know where Ethiopia is. Actually, most guys, if they look at me as I am now with this curly hair, they'll be like, yeah, this is a Pakistani guy. So like, they don't know what's the difference between Pakistan and Ethiopia or Somalia or Eritrea. Ethiopia is up there on East Africa. So the way they treat Ethiopian or Somalian or Zimbabwean is the same as they treat the way they treat people from Asia and stuff. This is home. This is Africa. So the way, like, it's so complicated. So even if you say, yeah, where are you from? I'll be like, yeah, I'm from Ethiopia. They say, Ethiopia, where is it? Is it next to Pakistan? So that's like, they should know where it's, like, they should know Africa. This is like, we should feel like we should be treated more like home, not like we from overseas and stuff. Yeah.
Do you think South Africans could expand on their knowledge on other African countries as well as other individuals? Do you feel like South Africans are living in their own shell and they're ignorant to learning about other African countries in comparison to other Africans?
You see, yeah, South Africans, they do ask me to teach them the language and the culture and the stuff. And they always talk about our women also. They'll be like, yeah, you from Ethiopia? Yeah, Ethiopian girls. So, like, they do like to know, but the problem is they are confused which one to know and which one not to know, because there are a lot of people here, there are a lot of people here, so they just confused. If we are only like 2-3 countries living in South Africa, it could be easier for them to just say, yeah, I want to learn this language and this culture. So they just be confused. That's why many of them, they don't know the language that we speak. And yeah, for example, we speak the language called Amharic. We have 84 language in Ethiopia. 84 language, and then like out of 84, there's one official one called Amharic. So that Amharic, we even have our own handwrite, our own numbers and everything. So you see, it's like we are one of the country in Africa which has its own calendar. I don't know if you guys know about it. We have our own calendar, and now it's 2012 in my country, and we have our own time changing. Like, our day changes in the morning at 6, not at midnight. So like those kind of things. Actually, South Africans, they should learn more about Ethiopia, because like we are different people in Africa, as you know. Like, we have original things that's not touched, and as you know, Ethiopia is also not colonized country in Africa. It's the only one. They say Liberia is also there, but I think Liberia was not even existing by that time. That's why. Yeah, Ethiopia. Like, you guys should learn about more about Ethiopia.
Thank you guys so much for watching. If that moved you in any way, please don't be shy to press that like button. Do subscribe, put on your post notifications, and do come back for more, guys. My channel has all types of content. In 2020, we're really trying to just inspire, tell people stories, and just create awareness. So please do come back, please do subscribe, please do the most important thing, and that's to do the things that need to be done. Guys, please do visit Mamush's shop. It is on corner South Street and John Shoba. Link in the description. Go say what's up to the man. He's a very friendly guy. I appreciate you guys. Thank you.